have to wrap your mind around is the fact that everything you do is right. That everything you do is correct. That everything you're doing is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I was a bit everywhere in my last video. That was like just pure raw energy. But in this video, I would like to not just explain like this is what you need, but also to help you understand. Because in order to like believe something, of course, like belief is like a lot of it. A lot of the reason why I am where I am right now is because I had this like ridiculous, like it's gonna happen, like good things are gonna happen. But like, let's get into the understanding of why. So specifically this morning today, the message, yes, is you have to understand that everything you do is right. As someone who, as a child, sometimes my consequence wasn't the appropriate, it wasn't paralleling, it would always be a bit much, if not more, if not, so anyone else who had very strict, and not just strict, but again, like, everything goes back to like, childhood, at least for me. And so this is like one thing that took me a while to understand and to wrap my head around, as someone who used to I would get a disproportional punishment, consequence, whatever, for my actions as a child. And so as an adult, this was something I really, really had to understand, and it was a lot, but specifically for this video, understanding why is it that everything I do is correct. Because if you do something and you 100% at that time believe like this is the appropriate choice for me, right, and you do it, either you're going to get information that confirms that you were in fact correct, like, oh, that was the right thing to do for me, for whatever example, whatever situation, whatever experience it is. And then the other beautiful side of this is that you also have to understand that if you do something and then something else comes out of it, there's a big, big chance that you're going to get some information that's going to help you either boop you back into the right direction, or it's going to make you think, reflect. It's going to make you understand, like, wait a second, like, why, like, why, right? So let's say, I don't know, it's raining outside and you think it's a good idea to walk outside, right? Some people enjoy walking in the rain, even dancing. I've done it. It's fun. I love it. But let's just say you didn't realize you were going to get wet. Because a lot of the times in our lives, we do things and we have no idea what's going to happen. And so, yes, you really have to understand. So let's say in this experience, because there's a lot of experiences we have where we didn't realize that was going to happen. Even if to another person, they're like, didn't you see that coming? We all have different experiences. We all have different takeaways. We all have different everything. So what's super obvious to one person isn't obvious to the other person. So going back to the example, let's just say it's raining outside. You're like, oh, I want to go walk. Let's go do it, right? But you don't like getting wet. And you didn't realize that rain is wet. You haven't learned that yet in your life. And so then you go outside and either you're going to confirm, like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I should keep doing this. Or you're going to get wet and realize, wait a second, I didn't realize I was going to get wet. I didn't realize that was going to happen because of what I did today. And so then now you understand that. Well, at least now you know. Now you know if you're like, oh, maybe I should have brought an umbrella, so you're going to be prepared. Next time it rains, I think that means umbrella. Cool. And over time, it's going to go from, I think, maybe might, if it happens again, to it's raining, I need an umbrella, right? And again, this is a very, very basic example, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And anything that you can apply that to, it's the truth. And so, yes, yes, everything you do is right, everything you do is correct. There's nothing you can do to make a mistake. There's nothing you can do to be like, oh my gosh, this is gonna mess up like my whole. No. Whichever way the ping ball goes is where you're supposed to go, and just understand that every little is taking you where you're supposed to be, getting you to understanding who you are. So that's just the other, and it kind of complements the previous video, that you do have to understand that everything you want in life is going to happen, and you also have to understand, likewise, in the same note, that everything you do is right, because everything is leading you to where you're supposed to be, even if it doesn't feel that way, even if you're taking a detour, even if the little ping ball boops you somewhere else. You have to understand, like, this is where I'm supposed to be, and that, like, everything is right. Everything you do is right, whether it's a mistake or whatever. Like, no, it's totally fine. Just take what you learn, move forward, implement it, and it's going to be amazing. The word I was looking for was abused. Whenever I went back and watched my last video, just to, like, you know, see everything, I didn't even notice in real time when I was recording that video that I was struggling to say that. I kept saying, oh yeah, like, it took me a while, because it did, to learn that everything I did was right, and it's okay to make a mistake. That's the other half of message of that. And it's because, yeah, when I was younger, or like all of my upbringing with my parents and stuff, it wasn't like, oh, I was punished inappropriately, or like this didn't match that or whatever. Like, no. It was like, because, like, the word was abused. I was abused. And I didn't realize when I was making that video that I was having a hard time either. I don't know. But when I watched it, I was like, the word is abused. Like, that's the word you're thinking of. Because I kept saying, like, oh yeah, like, the punishment, consequence, whatever, was disproportional. I think I wanted to say inappropriate, but I didn't want to say it at the time. And I think, like, on a subconscious level, like, because, yes, I am, like, new to all of this. I have never, ever shared that side of myself. I'm starting just to share this side of me now, ever since I became more comfortable, ever since I became more aligned, ever since everything started making more sense. That's when I was like, okay, like, but, and that was one thing I knew I was going to share, and that was one thing I knew I wanted to share, but when the moment came to, it seemed like there was some kind of block, barrier, whatever. And so there's, like, a lot of different parts, but no, it wasn't the fact that, like, oh, something happened and now I'm, like, punished a little bit more than I ought to have been. No. It was more like, imagine me 5-6 years old yawning a certain way, and my mother being like, why are you yawning that way? Like, so you can see just from that one example how making a mistake, doing something to displease someone, because that was my conditional upbringing, like, that's what was put inside of me. Like, you need to act, you need to do, you need to, like, everything has to be a certain way. And if not, you're gonna get in a lot of trouble. But not like in a trouble like you made a mistake. Like, no. I'm driving, so we're gonna keep it at that. I have to be mindful and careful. But when I was watching that video, I was just like what was so, like, but when I made it, I didn't realize I was having trouble saying it. But when I went back and rewatched it, it was like this is the word you're thinking of, you know? Okay. Very busy this morning, but that's just like, and so we're doing it, it's happening, I'm getting more comfortable saying it, especially, like, this is such a, you know, it's not just saying it to a friend, it's not just saying it in private, it's not just saying it to whoever, like I'm saying it out loud. And I know I had a very difficult time, I think, in the past, even admitting it or acknowledging it, because I didn't want to put blame, or not blame, I didn't want to, this is all like real time, me like putting things together. Yes, not blame, but to say it out loud is very different, and I just wanted to get that piece out. And so following up on my previous video, that's, yeah, it took me a very, very long time. I want to say I learned this lesson just this past year. I remember last January sort of stumbling upon this idea of like, how can it be okay that I made a mistake, right? Because I know from my upbringing, and it wasn't even that serious last year, but last year around January this time, yeah, like I remember like just trying to find out like how's everything connecting and how's everything and I remember last year specifically, I remember learning like, because everything has to be like step by step for me. It's really hard for me to pick up on things, and you know, especially because of my unique upbringing. But I remember last year, yeah, because a lot of things were happening last year, and I remember this time last year, that I really had to understand like okay, like if I do the right thing, you know, and good things come out of it, I got you, right? Like that's good. But if I do something wrong, right, whatever, I also have to understand that I got you just the same. I got me just the same. Just the same. A bit everywhere. I got kind of emotional for me. It was just so interesting seeing me like talk about it, seeing me how like I wasn't aware that I wasn't saying that word. I was trying to find out like, how do I phrase this, like, in, you know, whatever. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, girl, it's like, what you mean? Like, what are you talking about? It wasn't like I, you know, did something bad and then I got, you know, punished for it, like, whatever. Like, no, it was like, it was really bad. And so I'm gonna let that piece of information go. I started the channel right when I felt like around the time when I was ready, and I want to say I'm ready because I feel it hasn't stopped ever since I started being in this flow state. It hasn't stopped, and that's just another aspect of myself I want to share, is that yes, I had an abusive upbringing, and it took me a very long time to understand that it's okay to make a mistake. And so for me, that last video, the previous one as well, was really close to my heart. And yeah. I feel a lot right now.